This is a tutorial on how to replace a power board for EP or / Gold Fox, Rejuvenator, Aquarius, all those types of models of ionizers that look pretty much all identical. Okay, for this project, all you're going to need is pliers, a screwdriver, and the new power board that you'll be replacing. We will begin by removing the 3 screws at the front and bottom, and the 2 in the back, 1 behind the filter and 1 on the other side. By removing these screws, the front faceplate of the ionizer will be able to come off. Front faceplate kind of came off by itself. Generally you will just give it a little tug and it should pop off, but in this case this one just came right off. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is do the terminals right here that connect the front faceplate, the 2 on the side. Put that to the side for now. Alright, unlike the ECs, this one's a little trickier, but it's not too bad. What you're going to have to do is unscrew the back screw that sits behind the board and the bottom one. Before proceeding, it would be easier to undo the rest of the terminals from the board, and the little black, brown, and red wire for the turbine. Once you got those disconnected, go ahead and unscrew the back screw and the bottom screw. Okay. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lift the back side a little bit and just pull it out. Some ionizers, it'll be a little tricky because the blue or white tubing right here that connects to the electrodes might get in the way, which will cause it to be a little harder to take this out. But if you give it a little tug, it should come right out. Just like the EC units, you're going to want to undo the ground and the positive and negative on the power board. Okay. In this case, as you can see, the board got some water damage all along here, which blew off a couple of capacitors at the bottom. The control board on the other side never got any water damage, so it's still actually pretty good. So what you're going to want to do is to transfer over the control board onto your new power board. You're just going to get your pliers and pinch the little white plastic pieces right here and just pull up on the board at the same time. Do the same with the other side. Undo the terminal from the power board and save your control board. You may now toss this old power board away or recycle, whatever you may wish. Okay, grab your new power board and grab the control board you saved and just click the control board onto the back clips. Make sure the terminal's facing up, matching the power board. You just push and it clicks in, and plug the control board terminal right back into the power board. Make sure it's snug. Alright, we may now proceed to put the power board right back in there. Grab your green ground wire and a positive and negative terminal. Plug that in. Grab your ground screw. And screw that in there. At this point, it would be a little easier if you were to grab the sensor, which is the black, brown, and red wire for the turbine sensor. Just plug that in the back of the control board. And proceed to put the board back. And to screw it back in, once again, one screw at the bottom here, and then one back behind the board on the tin. Grab your electrode terminal right here and plug that back in. Tuck the wires neatly so that they don't get in the way. Alright, now you're going to want to grab your faceplate and plug your terminals right back in there into the control board. They're both different sizes, so it's pretty hard to mess up. Make sure those are nice and snug, and you can pop the faceplate back on. Okay. To make it easier, you're going to want to turn the ionizer around and screw these two screws in first, and that way the faceplate will hold tight on there so it won't try to pop off while you're doing the bottom screws. And that's it. Once you plug it in, it should light right up and good to go for as long as it needs to. Before you change out the power board, if you do see water damage, obviously try to find the leak first, because it would be pretty pointless to try to replace this piece if it's still leaking, because it'll just blow it out once again. But apart from that, it shouldn't take you any more than 5 minutes.